Welcome to Come to Mama, where we nurturing souls. How's everybody doing? I wanted to pop in here and, um, oops, oops. I wanted to pop in here and cover a few things that have been coming to mind that I felt that should the collective needs to know, and personally things that I've been feeling in my own personal life. So let's get into it. I hope that everybody's winter is good and it's not too cold. Personally, I like all the seasons. I like winter. But I live in California, which we have the best weather, and so I'm not getting snowed in. Anywho, let's get to it. I just wanted to say that lately I've been noticing that probably with the collective as well is that there's just a lot of distractions happening to try to get you off of um, your focus on yourself and what you're working towards. So personally, I've been trying to set goals of coming on here more, to be seen more, to to um, continue what my path is. I'm a life path 6. I'm a nurturer. That's why my name is Mama. When I say come to Mama, is because I'm hoping to interact with the world and the collective in a healthy way, um, and as a mother would with their children. Uh, Believe it or not, the background for me is I could be out walking somewhere, and people will come up to me and strike conversation, and they'll end up telling me their life story, or sometimes just the things that hurt them, that have hurt them in their lives. And then they'll say, I don't know why I'm telling you this. And it's because I naturally have a healing heart, and I project a type of comfort to people where they can come to me and release their ego and be themselves. So um, that's why I'm on here as well. So again, distractions, a lot of things going on in the world. I just find that even scrolling through our phones just have been very distracting, and there really needs to be some balance. Um, Personally, like I need to move more. I need to move my body more. I need to get more active. Um, and because I can find I have been going through some mobility issues, lower back and hip stuff, and so it's been hard for me. But I know that I have to find a way to move my body and move around, or things will get worse. So I'm just putting out there to the world that um, whatever it is that you're not balanced in, try to figure out what that is and try to balance it. So again, if it's too, it's as simple as going to a lounge or a restaurant, or um, you know, uh, getting together with your friends and having girls' night or a slumber party, or getting together with the guys and shooting some hoop, taking a trip, a road trip, looking at the scenery, and try to balance out the uh, too much of whatever you're doing. Okay. So a lot of the distractions that I've been finding that have been coming up are um, family distractions. You know, um, a lot of us come from families that have, some type of dysfunction in them. And it may be one particular person, it may be the whole family. You may feel like you're the black sheep of the family, and and that very may well be the truth, but we want to not stay in victim mode. And again, my feeling on these types of things are, if people don't make you feel good about yourself, if they make you feel like you're a discounted person, stay away from them. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's your child. I don't care who it is. You need to stay away from them. You need to figure out why you would put yourself through that type of feeling, that's going to keep you in a low vibration, that makes you feel discounted, meaning like less than. You're not worth, they make you feel like you're not worth what you really truly are. Okay. So that's one of the things. Old lovers, people that you used to, old boyfriends, husbands, um, people you used to mess with back in the day or whatever. I noticed that there has been some distractions with that coming around where they're coming back, and there's a reason why they are in the past because they weren't supposed to be a part of your future. And you know it's a distraction. Is just think about all the time that you spent in that relationship. It was a lesson and it was there to teach you. Did you learn? And also you being around these people, them, you know what they're capable of. That's why you're not with them. Okay. So keep that in mind. Also, old mindsets. Mindsets, like I've stated, if they're uplifting you and they're making you feel good about yourself and they're being supportive, um, and that's who you're supposed to be around. If it's somebody that's as simple as not even about how they make you feel about yourself, it's how they feel about themselves too. If they're always talking bad about themselves or their situations, gossiping about other people, um, just keeping the conversation in a lower vibratory state where it feels bad and you find yourself going down that hole with them, and it's really not conducive for anybody. Okay, so the relationship, it needs to you need to really pay attention about who you're around, who you're allowing to come into your life, and your mindset and how you've been dealing with things. And if it's been a little bit more on the negative side or focused on, negative things, needs some work. Okay. Changing that mindset into a positive. Mercury is going in the retrograde. I believe it's December 13th. Don't quote me on that, but that's when, past situations, past loves, um, come back to revisit. And Mercury represents the planet of communication. So it could also mean like your devices that you use for communication, your phone, your computer, and things like that. Um, they could have issues. It's been known that technology and stuff does start messing up around that time. So things that normally would be working don't. Um, and again, it's where old situations come back. It could be an old family fight or situation that comes back to revisit to really, it's meant for you to overcome and work your way through it. Get rid of it out of your life. We want to look at things as um, hurdles that we overcome. Okay. We don't want to continue to just stay in certain mindsets. So that's why it might require you to get away from certain types of people who keep you in a lower state. Okay. Because we want to ascend in this life to our highest selves, to be the best that we can be, to be on a path that we came here for. So, if you are interested in learning about your life path, I have left my email in the description box below, and I am doing life path. They're reading. So basically, I'm gonna tell you what your life path is based on the information I give you, and then I also may do an oracle card pull to give you an idea of what you need to be focusing on. Okay, so a lot of these things that are coming back are tests to see, did you actually overcome the situation, or is there still something lingering that you haven't dealt with? Okay. Um, one of the things I also wanted to talk about was knowing yourself and the saying, know thyself. So, you know, I think all of us are going through um, a process of reinventing ourselves and figuring out who we are, and it's by far not easy. Um, but if you're open to it, there's all kinds of signs and symbolisms that's going on in the world showing that systems and things are being broken down and rebuilt. And that even could be your friendships, that can be your relationships. Um, but knowing who you are is what's really important. Being comfortable with who you are is important because that's how you deal with the world. If you are dealing, if you don't know who you are, then you're liable to sway anyway. But knowing who you are and learning who you are and building who you are as a person, will have you more in a stable situation in your life so that nothing can just come in and knock you over. Okay. So, um, I'm not saying that be stubborn and stagnant and one-sided, because I believe in live and let live. You know, just because someone else's opinions is not yours, you still need to be able to be comfortable and stand firm in who you are and what you believe in. And you don't have to fight about that. You don't have to fight. An argument or a fight is two-sided. So you just simply don't need to say anything. You just need to know who you are and know how you're going to deal with the world and not worry about what other people think. Because I think that's one of the big issues is that we're so worried about what other people think, we block ourselves from our happiness and moving into whatever our path is, right? We're guilty and, we're worried about how we're going to affect other people. But if you're not standing on sturdy ground and you're not taking care of yourself and making sure that you know yourself, then you're doing yourself a disservice. And that's self betrayal. So, I keep telling people that I love and that I'm around that, my days of being a sacrificial lamb for other people are over. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't help people and that I, you know, can't be a mother to those that need me and nurture people, but I'm also, as a mom, going to make sure that, I am having boundaries and teaching you how to have boundaries and not lying to you, about things that I see personally that you are doing to self destruct. And I'm not being judgmental, but I'm just being honest from my perspective because I know myself. Okay. And all I can do is pretty much give you um, guidance on how to be your best self. And one of those things is to know yourself. And if you don't know what that is, there's thousands of videos on YouTube. Find one that works for you. There's just so many different spiritual aspects to yourself that you need to learn. Um, and as you learn those things, you'll let go of worrying about what other people think about. And you'll also feel secure in being able to speak your truth and not taking offense when someone goes against or attacks your personal belief system or attacks you for being who you are. And so we're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards to see if Spirit has some. I have my. Okay. I pulled from this magical herb oracle. Let's see. I also will, whatever herb pops up, I'm going to go ahead and see. We'll call it the herb of the day. Spirit, what message do we have for the collective? Help me nurture some of these souls out here so they can grow and be their highest selves and get on their path of whatever it is that they came in this world to do. We have meditation. Is there any more messages? Mm, Change. So the two herbs are skullcap for meditation, and the change card is for elder and elderberries. So let's read what those are. For meditation, there is a change coming, and some things will begin to look a lot brighter. Goals are also highlighted. So now is a good time to set them and to perhaps check in with old and current ones to give some deeper thought to how you are going and what you could do about it. There is hope for anything. You may be concerned with and a positive outcomes. That doesn't sound right. There is a hope for anything you may be concerned with, and a positive outcome looks more promising. Inspirations should be surrounding you and the opportunity to work with or inspire others. So don't let any good ideas gather dust. Have faith and belief in yourself. Okay, for meditation, that sounds good. And for change, that's the elderberry. And elderberries, from what I understand, are really, really good for the flu season and for COVID and all these different types of medical ailments. So for change, it says it's time for change, transitions, and developments. Perhaps something has had its time and needs to come to an end. Learn from the past. Take what you need forward with you and do so with the knowledge that hesitation or resisting will only cause additional pain and draw out the inevitable. Regeneration is possible now for those wishing and willing to plant themselves and their plans elsewhere. Look to your true inner self and find what it is you not only desire but require. Hmm. Yeah, that sounds like, like I was saying earlier, like a lot of us are really just going through like this a process of learning and knowing thyself, getting more um, into um, letting things go that are no longer serving us, um, really paying attention to how we feel around certain people that we deal with or certain situations. It could be jobs, it could be your mindset. And, it's time for change. It's time for all of us to make a change, whatever that is, um, to be in our higher selves so that we can move on our path. Uh, I was going to read what these two herbs were real quick, just in case. Skull cap. Skull cap is a flowering perennial plant native to North America. Native Americans For centuries, Native Americans used to treat menstrual disorders, nervousness, digestive, and kidney problems. The name skullcap refers to the flower It resembles the helmets worn by European soldiers. I wonder if that really was what it was labeled, named after. Um, let's see. It's also used in China and Russia, and it treats allergies, inflammation, cancer, and headaches, insomnia, psoriasis. So I'm not a doctor here. I'm just reading you what these actual herbs that I pulled are. So this is the elderberry or elder plant. Elderberries and flowers of elderberry are packed with antioxidants and vitamins that may boost your immune system. They can help tame inflammation, lessen stress, and help protect your heart too. Some experts recommend elderberry to help prevent the and ease cold and flu symptoms. There you have it. So, my beautiful people, meditate, quiet your mind, okay, and be ready for change. Change is always good. Change is going to happen regardless of the fact you want it to happen or not. It's going to happen, and it can happen in a positive way or it can happen in a negative way. The universe is going to force you to change if you try to stay stagnant. Because again, there is a reason why you came here, and uh, it's time for us to figure out what that is. Leave these things that no longer serve us behind, peoples, places, things, mindsets, and move forward for the better. Peace and love to everyone.